Incoming transmission.
Picture this, a recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome, watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion. Intro time, so I'm hushing it. Okay, so it's more to showcase the music than anything else, but never mind. It's a pretty nice little intro there. The music's stonking, love it. This is Gods on the Amiga by the Bitmap Brothers. Now, you probably remember this game, or remember them at least. They did some stonking games in the past. Magic Pockets was one of theirs as well. Gods, it's just a beautiful, beautiful game. And it might take a little bit of time for this alarm to go off. There we go. Sorry about that. That's just my medicine alarm reminding me to not die. Never mind. Hope you guys are all well. I know it's a Sunday review. Very rare that I do a Sunday review, but here we are on a Sunday review. And what a review it's going to be. It's Gods. And you got to know, did you guys play Gods on the Amiga? Because if you did, I want to know all about it. Because when I first played this, I wasn't a massive fan, I've got to admit. His loading times were a little bit poo. I wasn't a massive fan, and I don't know what it was I didn't like about it. So I thought I'd come back and see if my judgment is still like it was back then. Because I find sometimes when you're doing these reviews and you're coming back and playing games you played a long time ago, either they're as good as you remember, they're not quite as good as you remember, they're better than you remember, or they are shocking. There's not really any sort of in between. But Gods, yeah, you can see how long the loading times are already sort of a negative here. But God, look at it. No pun intended. Look at it with your eyes. God, that is just. It's lovely. Sorry, not as good as this is. This is better than I remember it being. Nice big sprites, colourful backgrounds. Really, really nicely put together game. Traps and puzzles, we like that. Treasure to collect. Now, if I remember rightly, there's several different ways you can actually get this level completion. I think by collecting a certain amount of things or killing a certain amount of things. I can't actually remember, but I'm sure that there were several different ways you could complete the levels. You got your lives up there in the top left. Currently, I have 2. If I remember, the one thing about this game I remember is that it actually is quite difficult. But let's see, we'll persevere and we'll work through. But I'm really impressed. The graphic presentation is absolutely amazing. Really, really like this. Nice fluid animations as well. He does sort of stomp around a bit. Now, each one of those levers does a different thing. Like disables traps, disarms traps, or whatever. You pick items up. Oh, okay. Okay, so down and fire will pick up items. Ah, right, okay. So I'll keep dropping that. Okay, if I push the fire button... Ah, there we go. If I push the fire button again, then it basically moves the inventory to another square, so you don't drop it. So that's quite a nice feature. But the trap switches, yeah, some of them will hinder your progress and some of them will not, you know, but there we go. I promise you I haven't got cheats on this. For some reason I still have 2 lives, but never mind. Your life meter, I believe, is in the bottom left, that little bubbling cauldron. And then you've got your score in the bottom right. So that's realistically all you need. I'm going to try and finish this level for you in this review, by the way. No in-game music, but then I suppose a lot of that was because they needed it for the graphic. For the graphics, which can probably take up quite a lot of discs. It comes on 2 discs anyway. I imagine if it was going to be any bigger, then we'd be looking at 3 to 4 discs, and that could be a bit, you know, tremendous with the old disc swaps. One good thing is it does look for other disc drives. So if you've got multiple drives, it will actually look for other drives as well, which I think is a really nice feature, because there's some games out there that only will recognise one. There you got a lot of disc swapping to get on with, and you know that can be a little bit tedious, especially when you've got multiple disc games. Monkey Island 2, I am looking right at you. Yeah, if you didn't have a hard drive of Monkey Island 2, I think it was 14 discs, I think. Dragon's Lair, the original, I think that again came on a monstrous amount of discs, and it was just not needed. And to be honest, if you had a hard drive, those were the sort of games that you wanted a hard drive for. Now with WHD Load, you can get quite a lot of these games on hard drive now anyway, which I think is really, really nice. I do try and play some of them off hard disk, but others I will load off disk. Just to give you a fair representation of the loading speeds, if I do use hard drive to load games, it's just to show you, really realistically, it's just for faster loading speeds, so I can give you guys a bit more of a quick-paced review, rather than having you hang on to loading screens forever, which is why I don't include Spectrum loading screens, because they take about 10-15 minutes per load. And to be able to talk to you guys for 10 to 15 minutes with just a loading screen would be silly. Now, it is a bit lackluster in sound, but it's got a lot of the in-game noises, like the death noise. You've got your weapon throw noise. You've got the clanks and chanks as your things hit things. That's quite nice. I do like it. The presentation on this is second to none. Absolutely brilliant. There we go. World 1 completed. Now it's either going to load or it's going to continue. I've got a feeling it continues straight on without having to load anything extra, which I think is brilliant. There we go. Yep, we can continue straight away. Absolutely genius. It explains the long loading times at the start as well, because you are actually loading in multiple levels at once. I like that. It's a very smooth transition. No more waiting around. For all of you that owned a ZX Spectrum, remember multi-load games? That's what I'm getting at. A nice assortment of creatures. We've got some different creatures on this level, which is nice. Another key there. It's just gorgeous. Gods was one of those games I think everybody talked about. Not everybody got on with, but it was one of those talking point games, definitely. And I can see why now. I think with an adult head on my shoulders, coming back and playing this one, it's just like, I can actually see what people are on about now. My original playthrough on the Amiga, I just didn't get on with it. But I'm actually quite enjoying this. It's rather nice. Excuse the constant deaths. It's been many years since I played this game, so I can't actually remember much of it. But you get all these different pickups. Some of them will increase your weapons. Like you see there, I've got started with 3 daggers. Now I've got started with 1 dagger. Now I've got 3. There's another pickup somewhere on that can condense all of those into more of a sort of a singular shot. Intense. There we go. Just picked it up. Ironic. Okay. Actually tells you at the bottom of the screen. I'm not sure about the green with the gold text though. I think it could have been a black bar with gold text, would have probably been better. I'm dead again. But it's nice that you've got weapon pickups and you can upgrade your guy and all that stuff. I think that's really, really good. Again, animations and the colour scheme are absolutely fantastic. Really gives that sort of epic sort of look to your character. Obviously a lot of animation thought gone into everything here, with different bad guys on every stage is really nice as well. They could have been lazy and just gone with the same bad guys all the time, but they didn't do that. I'm really pleased about that as well. But the one thing I will say about Gods is it can be a little bit on the hard side, so prepare to be frustrated on several aspects of this game. You can see here I'm probably not going to survive much longer because I've got very little health left, but never mind. Very well put together. Very well put together indeed, especially with the traps and stuff like that. So it's like a puzzler action platformer. If you like those kind of games, you're going to love Gods. Give it a go. It is very, very good. Anyway, guys, I'm out of time. I'll see you guys next week for a brand new review. Hope you had a nice weekend, and I'll catch you again soon. Stay retro, and bye for now!